What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Remote Control podcast, where a couple nerds just sit around talking about geek news and movies and TV and video games and stuff like that.
And butt stuff and other weird butt stuff.
Butt stuff and other butt stuff. Anyways, how's it going? I'm Robert Slavinsky, your host. With me, as always, is the ever-lovely Colton Bird.
Yeah. I was going to get my buttholes a rosebud, but I decided not to.
So this week is going to be kind of a laid-back week. We weren't really expecting to even have a show. We kind of just got together. Yeah, had a lot of stuff going on this past weekend, plus the Super Bowl. But that's kind of why I wanted to have a show, because we wanted to talk about some of the things that came out this past Super Bowl, or
like Bob,
this past Sunday during the Super Bowl. I came out. I guess it's about time.
Proud of you.
Asshole. I don't know. What was the thing that? Because I mean, we knew going into the Super Bowl that there was going to be a whole bunch of different trailers we were going to see. Was there any specific one that you were looking forward to the most?
Not really. No, I did like the. Well, we'll probably talk about our likes later, but not really. I figured we were going to get a solo one.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't think it was going to be during it, but I thought it was going to be like pregame or something.
I was what, like a week off. I was like, it'll be the week before the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and then it came.
Yeah, and that was like
technically came. This trailer technically came after the Super Bowl, but
did it really?
Yeah, it came out Monday. The official trailer.
Oh, okay. The TV spot. We'll call it the TV spot.
Anyway, so what did you do this past week?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I did some stuff.
Well, you saw a movie, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw Winchester yesterday. Yeah. That was fucking interesting.
Yeah,
like the whole, the story. It was crazy. It had a crazy twist in it too.
Really?
Yeah. Like spoiler. You're not into horror films.
No.
I know. Spoiler alert. Yeah. If you don't want to listen, just kind of block me out. So Winchester is based on the family that founded the Winchester rifle, and there's the Winchester curse. So the I can't think of her name, but the guy's wife, like the dude died and his wife inherited the company and she owns 51%. So it starts off with the other 49%, the other investors, buying this doctor who has a drug abuse problem. It's like acid. It's not acid. It's like rat poison or something like that. It's poison basically. And they tell him to go and check out her mental stability and see if she's still fit to have 51% of the company, because she has this mansion that is 4 stories high, over 100 rooms, and you start to slowly figure out why she's doing that. It's like different. She feels guilty for all the deaths of the gun, whether it's innocent, whatnot. Mm-hmm. And it turns out though that towards the end, one of the servants in the thing is actually the spirit that's the most powerful, haunting throughout the entire movie, and it's fucking crazy.
Sounds interesting. Might be something I'll watch sometime.
And the doctor was killed for 3 minutes when his wife tried to commit suicide. And he pulled the gun off of her chin, and she shot him in the chest and blew her brains out. There's a whole touching scene towards the end about it. It's fucking crazy. Because even then, like, my girlfriend, Nicole, she's been on the show, I was like, are they going the route that he's dead? Like, are they really going to do this? But they didn't. But, like, the one servant, like, he was walking him up to get his bags. He's like, come get with my bags. And he was like, yeah, I've seen stuff and this and that. And then, like, he goes to the dead end. He turns around. He's like, yeah, and the Winchesters must die. And he turns to a zombie, and he just, like, disappears. It's fucking crazy. Like, it's really good, really good.
Interesting. Yeah, what did I do this week? Well, we went and played Airsoft last Wednesday, which was a lot of fun.
We were like, pew, pew, pew. I swear, I think that dude hates me.
Yeah, there's a place up in right outside Pittsburgh called Battlegrounds, and it's an indoor airsoft field. And that's where we went this past Wednesday with a bunch of our buddies. We're part of a airsoft group on Facebook called PA TAC.
Yeah, so, we represent.
No, but we went and played. Had a whole bunch of people there. It was a lot of fun. I got shot right in the top of the head by an AK from like 3 feet away. Sucked ass.
I'm literally laying in cover right beside you.
That hurts so
you
bad.
Poke out. You're just like, fuck.
Got shot in the tip of the finger like 12 times. I couldn't tell you how many times I got shot in the finger. It was ridiculous.
I got shot in the finger a couple times.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. That was a good time.
My back got lit up.
Mine didn't really so much. There was only like 2 or 3 times that really hurt, and the one was getting shot in the top of the head. That was ridiculous. But,
no, mine was from Alex. I'm sure he doesn't listen to the podcast, so yeah, no, Alex shot me in the back like 3 times with his fucking AK. I was like, son of a bitch!
What else did I do? Hung out with my kids over the weekend, watched the Super Bowl.
How'd you think about that? How'd you feel about that? I know you're rooting for the Patriots.
I mean, here's the thing. I was rooting for Brady and the Patriots. I'm a Brady fan. I've been a Brady fan since the mid-2000s. I just have been. I think he's an amazing quarterback. He's definitely going to go down in history as one of the top 2 quarterbacks of all time, if not the number one.
Who's your number one? If he's not number one.
I mean, you could make an argument with like Joe Montana, something like that. But
Terry Bradshaw?
No.
Why not?
No, I'm not a Bradshaw fan. Never have been. Never will be.
Tony Romo. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Tony Romo, number one all time.
TRC's pick. Not too loud.
But honestly, I mean, sitting there, watching the game, it was one of the most enjoyable football games.
Oh no, it was
that I think I've ever watched. I mean, you figure what was there, 1 or 2 punts the entire game?
Yeah.
I mean, it just went back and forth down the field, scoring nonstop. It was a lot of fun. It was. Here's the thing.
We haven't had a Super Bowl like that in years.
No, and the NFL has done such a good job over the past, 5 to 10 years in ruining games. Like, they just ruin games constantly. Whether it's because of the NFL, the corporation, the NFL, or if it's the players or something. There's always something that ruins the games. And this was the first game that I've watched in probably 10 years
that didn't suck.
It didn't. There was nothing in it that I was like, man, this ruins the experience.
Yeah.
Like, everything about that, with the exception, I think the halftime show is kind of meh.
That was not a halftime show.
Meh.
That was Justin Timberlake dancing and lip syncing.
Yeah, I mean,
that wasn't a show.
And I mean, I get that they all lip sync, whatever. That's fine, because I'm not sitting there to hear them sing. I'm sitting there to watch the performance. I want to see what special thing do they do.
He just didn't do anything special.
And he just didn't. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing special with it. I mean, there was the rumor that NSYNC may come back, and
that's what I was talking to Nicole.
And I was like, I would have been cool with that.
I'd like him come out with the ramen noodle hair, and just I would have been like, oh.
There was a couple moments because they were going through his catalog of music, like all of his big hits, and it would have been perfect if at one point they would have done like it's gonna be me. Exactly. Like if they would have just done that for even just a minute of the song or even less, and you have all of the NSYNC members come out, do a little dance with them at that moment, and then they go away. Like they wouldn't have had to be there the whole time or for everything. But I mean, they lost they lost the opportunity to do that, whatever. But again, it wasn't that
was like the worst part of
Gaga's was better last year, but I still was not a big fan of Gaga's either. Here's my problem.
I liked hers more than Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I did too, but it wasn't.
We needed Tom Petty or the Stones.
No, I'm telling you. Look, the idea is to have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, it should be a fun thing. And yeah, you want to get a hot artist or something like that. I get that. And you can do it with this one way. You can do one of the best, if not the greatest halftime show in Super Bowl history if you do this. You get Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh my God,
all right,
please.
Now stop. Now hold on. Let me continue.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Let me continue. You get Weird Al Yankovic. All right. First off, he's a showman, and that's what it's about. It's about having and putting on a good show. So you get Weird Al there to do this big ass show, like just whether he's in a fat suit or in Jedi robes or something.
Please.
Because he'll find a way to do it and have fun with it. But what would be even better is you pick 5 of his big hits. 4 or 5 of his biggest hits that are parodies, and you get the artists that he parodied to come on with him on the stage at that time.
I can see it.
So whether it's Foil or whatever it is, and it's Lord's cover. Lord comes on and she sings it with him as a duet. And then there's a transition to another song with another duet with somebody else and another
party
parody.
in the CIA.
Exactly. You do something like that because his shows are larger than life. Even when they're intimate shows, they're larger than life. They're a lot of fun. It's very big and loud and just...
And Weird Al being Weird Al.
And Weird Al being Weird Al would be phenomenal. And you get him, and Weird Al would be totally down for making a Super Bowl polka. Polka, because that's what he does. He loves making his polkas. Yeah. So he'd make a special one, a brand new song just for the Super Bowl. Something that no other artist has ever done. They've never done a brand new song. They just do their own songs. But if he did a polka, because his polkas are covers of other songs. They're not parodies, they're covers of other songs, just little snippets. People would fucking love it. I'm telling you, that is the way to go.
But the sad thing is, we are probably one of the 4 people that still know he exists. Because this
his last album, Mandatory Fun, actually was a huge selling album. Like, it was huge.
I mean, I would be down for a Weird Al. I'd be totally down.
Yeah, I just think that would be the best thing to do for a halftime show. I've said that for a long time. So,
Yeah, I did. That game was really fucking good.
Yeah, the game was really good.
Like,
I give a lot of credit. Look, I'm not mad either way it went. Like,
you saw history regardless.
Exactly. I wanted Brady and Belichick to win because I wanted to see history. That, you know,
the first QB to get 5 or 6 Super Bowls.
It would have been
5?
6. It would have been 6, but the tandem would have been the history. You know, in a quarterback and coach history, in the history, it would have been the first time that the tandem got 6. But, you know, again, we saw history made with the Eagles winning, and a lot of people in Pittsburgh were all like, we can't root for the Patriots, and how can we root for Philadelphia Eagles because we live in Pittsburgh? Why can't you root for Philadelphia if you live in Pittsburgh? I mean, I completely get that there's a city rivalry, Philadelphia and
it's
Pittsburgh.
Not like
you know,
the
East
Penguins
Coast versus
and the
West
Flyers.
Coast. But it's not
that.
Penguins and Flyers. Like the Steelers meet the Eagles once every 3 years?
4 years.
4 years. And
it's not even a rivalry.
There's no rivalry. Exactly. Not only that, but not even the Pirates have a rivalry with the Phillies because, again, they meet, you know, a few times a year, but
but
it's
the Pirates
rivalry.
also suck.
And they're not in the same division.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter.
I mean, the only rivalry between the two cities is Flyers and Penguins, and the fact that people are sitting there, oh, man, it's making me sick to root for the Eagles. I'm like, why?
Those are the dipshits that probably get in their yeehaw trucks. But no, you watched the most yards ever in a Super Bowl. Was like what? It was pretty
1,100.
It was. No, I think it was like 1,197.
Yeah.
So it was like 1,200 yards, which is insane.
It's ridiculous because I think like the longest before that was like 700 or something.
Yeah, like that's absolute. There was no defense in that game except for that final drive by New England.
Yeah, I mean the defense was there. It's just each team knew how to
play,
expose their weaknesses. You know, and that's what made the game so great because you had two teams that knew how to use their teams, or coaches who knew how to use their teams, and that's what was so great about it. So it was a fun Super Bowl. I don't think we'll see another good Super Bowl like this in a long time. The NFL is going to be riding this high now, like, oh, look how great our game was, but honestly, they're not going to be able to meet that again.
No, not at least not in a while.
No, and I mean, I still say the NFL's on the decline right now. And
because the XFL's coming back. They already know. They already know what it is.
You know, XFL.
People, I've been telling people they better watch out. The way the NFL's getting all political and shit, XFL's going to come in and probably dominate the ratings for a little bit.
Another Monday Night Wars.
Probably. By God, he just put him through a table. Someone stop that man. He has a family.
The only thing that would make the XFL so much better is if the halftime shows were wrestling matches.
Oh, please. I would tune in every fucking week.
Yeah, that would be fun. But yeah, let's see what else.
Did I ever tell you what the NFL stole from the XFL? I ever tell you
the camera?
The camera, the on-field interviews and shit like that.
I didn't know the on-field interviews were. Like, I know that the overhead camera came from them.
Like behind-the-scenes interviews and shit like in the locker room videos and shit like that. NFL totally stole from the XFL. A way to be fucking original.
Yeah, great job, guys. So honestly, we don't have much to like. I don't have much of a show put together, so we're just gonna run through some of the. No,
we talked about the Super Bowl for 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm gonna run through our Facebook group here and just talk about some of the articles that were posted. Actually, there was actually a big announcement today from Lucasfilm about Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that.
Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss to write and produce a new series of Star Wars films. This will not be connected to the Rian Johnson saga, nor will it connect to the Skywalker saga. Now, when I say it won't connect to them, it's going to be in the same universe, so there's going to be some similarities.
You're going to be able to make the lines.
There's not going to be Skywalkers in it, probably. There's not going to be the characters that are in the Rian Johnson's trilogy.
Give me a Jar Jar trilogy.
Now, what I like about this, and we'll get more into it next time we do a Star Wars talk, which will probably be within the next couple weeks.
It'll be something around there.
What I like about it is they have a plan now after the saga, the Skywalker saga. Now, like I said, I do believe, and I fully believe that after one of these trilogies,
they'll probably go back to it.
They'll come back to it. So whether it's Rian Johnson, they're going to do the Rian Johnson trilogy, and then that's about 10 years from now that'll be over. So 10 years, then they're going to be like, here's the Skywalker saga
10
again.
years from now, I'll be your age.
Oh, boy. So I'm just excited because they have all this Star Wars stuff. Now, they said Benioff and Weiss both stated that they're excited to get to work on this as soon as Game of Thrones is over.
Yeah, I was going to say, this isn't going to come out for a long time.
Game of Thrones, while they are filming the final season now, they probably won't dive into it till probably the end of this year, and even writing and starting to plan everything out.
It's not coming out for a long time.
So the way I look at it is, what are we looking at? Ryan Johnson's is supposed to come out in 2021? Yeah. 2021? This will probably be 2022.
Yeah. We got a while.
And again, I still think that we're going to eventually see 2 Star Wars films a year. This right now, what they're doing, the Last Jedi to Han Solo is technically 2 films in a year span. Whether it's not in the same calendar year, but it's within a year. I think this will determine if they get a nice
nice feedback.
Good feedback and enough money. They're going to say, you know what, we'll do it again. And the next standalone film will come out the same year as this,
Kenobi.
Which we hope it is going to be Kenobi. I mean, they could technically start filming Kenobi, by the end of this year and still get it out in time for, 6 months after Episode 9. They could,
So, what do you think their trilogy is going to take place in?
I couldn't even tell you. I mean, they could be the ones that are doing the old trilogy, or the
that's how I was kind of going with.
The old trilogy, the Old Republic.
Since they have the Old Republic, I think they're going to do what you said. What Ryan Johnson's trilogy was going to be about, like the first Jedis and stuff like that.
See, I still think that's going to be Ryan Johnson. I think he's going to go with the first Jedi. I think they're going to go more Old Republic route, which it could be completely 2 different things.
Which I could totally go for Old Republic. Give me Old Republic. Damn it, just confirm it already.
Although it would be kind of cool to see something like, let them jump into the future a whole bunch. Like let's jump 200 years after the Skywalker saga. And where's the universe at that time? The
universe still in political crumble. The credits still
Palpatine Jr. is running the new empire.
The great nephew of Anakin is now somewhat doing some shit as a farmer. No, he's a pod racer.
There we go.
Just like his great uncle. I don't remember how many greats I said. I'm sorry. But no, I think I'd like to see him keep like the Game of Thrones thing, but make it Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like making a complete adult trilogy.
I can see it. Since we're talking Star Wars, might as well just finish up everything instead of jumping back and forth to it. So we got a trailer for Solo, a Star Wars story that came out this past Monday.
I'm impressed with it.
I'm sold. And I'm going to actually play it here because you can watch it.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10. I was kicked out of the flight academy for having a mind of my own. I'm gonna be a pilot. Best in the galaxy.
Hey, kid. I'm putting together a crew. You in?
That's yes.
I might be the only person. Who knows what you really are?
What's that?
Get ready.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
Memorial Day.
See, I don't like that they cut out that TIE Fighter scene. Like with the new TIE Fighter coming out from underneath the Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
I don't like that they cut that out of there.
Why?
I fucking love that scene. That's a beautiful fucking scene.
I tell you what, here's the thing. This trailer,
I will say I'm leaning more towards seeing it now.
Yeah, exactly. We've been talking about it for a year and a half, a year, podcasting a year. Yeah. Literally, like I've had no true desire to actually see this movie.
I actually didn't want to see it. I was going to see it once, and that was it.
This trailer looks phenomenal. It visually, absolutely stunning visually. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Damn it, Solo might still have hope yet. No, I will say, like, I'm interested that they really haven't, like, I mean, Chewie's still there, obviously, but they didn't really,
Yeah.
do the how he met Chewie thing.
They may still. I mean,
It comes out in, May?
May. I mean, there's a lot that we haven't seen. I mean, it was a short 90-second trailer with a lot of cuts.
Yeah.
So
Donald Glover looks good as Lando.
Donald Glover looks amazing as Lando. I didn't think he'd be able to pull it off. I was worried, but
it's Donald Glover.
It's Donald Glover.
He can do fucking anything.
Woody Harrelson, it looks like he's going to be the kind of the guy that's like setting everything up. Like it looks like they're going to.
He's totally going to die in the movie.
Probably. Yeah.
He just looks like a character. It's disposable.
Yeah. Emilia Clarke, she looks fantastic, and her voice is sexy as ever.
Oh my god! Right? Still disappointed she's not a blonde.
I can't believe you didn't. Was it you that didn't know that, or I can't remember?
It may have been me.
Yeah,
I didn't know she was a blonde there, or not a blonde for a long time.
Let's see who else.
I may own up to
Thandie
that.
Newton. You see Thandie Newton from she's most known right now for Westworld, but some people may remember her from Mission Impossible 2.
You're Mission Impossible
so
2.
You got that as well. But I'd say another thing that really stuck out to me, because it was so vastly different than what we've ever heard before, is the music.
Yeah, no.
Completely different, but it sounded so good. John Powell is the composer of the movie. He's done, How to Train Your Dragon and the Bourne series. He's done so many different things. But like I said this back when we first heard that he was going to be composing. I said, if they stick to like that Bourne sound, and it's going to be like a heist, type of movie, it'll fit perfectly, and it looks like it fits perfectly. It's just that it's just so different, and that's what I want. Like, people are going to complain about it. People are going to complain because it's going to be so different.
Literally, if you go and get yourself tested, if you're a Star Wars fan, 90% of your blood's cancer.
But that's the thing. I mean, people are going to be like, it's not John Williams. It doesn't sound right. Just like they did, for Rogue One. They complained that it wasn't John Williams. I thought Rogue One soundtrack was excellent.
Are they aware that John Williams will die one day?
And he did he did create a theme for Han Solo for this movie, so we will hear some John Williams music. It won't be him composing it or him conducting it, but he did compose music for the film. So either way, I think that this movie's going to knock it out of the park. I think my worries have gone. I was like 100% worried. Like, if it was like a full tank, my tank was completely full for being worried. I'm down to about 50% now. That took a lot of worry for me, and I love the last line. And I thought this, in he who shall not be named, Brian. He said in one of the comments of it, he was like, I love that last line. Whenever he's like, I was worried there for a second, but we're fine now. I think we're fine. Something like he says something like that at the end of the trailer, and he's like, it's kind of funny that they say that because of how everything went wrong with the filming of the movie.
That was definitely like a little haha.
Yeah, exactly. It was a little jab at themselves, and I thought the same thing when I saw it. I was like, you're exactly right. They did that. They're like, look, we realize that this could have been a big problem, but I think we're pretty good now. I think we're gonna be good.
Immediately comes out. There's a space monster thing. Cthulhu's trying to eat him.
And I will say this: I am still worried about accepting Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. It's gonna be tough. I mean, Harrison Ford has been my Han Solo for 20 years. For me, 20 years. For other people, 40 years. Like that's going to be tough, to transition to Alden Ehrenreich. And I will say this, there were a couple moments where I felt Han. I saw him and I was like, that's Han. You're like, just a smirk that he made or a comment that he makes in the trailer. I was like, that's something Han would do, or that's how he would look. But it's not going to be Harrison Ford, So
I'm fine with it though. He looks like he can handle it.
Yeah, I'm sure he can.
That acting coach that they hired.
Yeah. Maybe he helped a little bit.
Good job.
Jump to some more stuff. Once Upon a Time is going to end after season 7. About damn time.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you just not a fan of the show?
I loved it for the first 5 seasons.
Yeah, no, the show. I enjoyed the show.
Yeah,
it was
I
one
really
of the first
enjoyed
shows
it.
I ever watched.
Not the current season that they're on, but the last season. It just lost me. It
was just like, was it just poor writing or just
it was just bad? Yeah,
it's just like, okay, we're done.
At this point, it was just like the novelty wore off.
Yeah,
5 seasons would have been perfect for it. If it would have ended after 5 seasons, would have had no complaints. But this year, I mean, they did a soft reboot with it this year. They jumped up like I think 15 years. And, you know, most of the main characters were gone, you know, so like
was it just everybody left the show and we're trying to keep it alive?
Yeah, I mean, the main characters of the show, the whole storyline was about Snow White, Prince Charming, and their daughter. That was the whole point of the story, and then how their daughter, you know, has a son that she, you know, knew about, but, you know, everything like that. But that was the point of the show for the first 4 or 5 seasons, and then all of a sudden, this new season, or 6 seasons, this new season is just like,
here's some shit.
Yeah, these people aren't in it anymore. I tried watching a couple episodes. I just gave up.
I think I watched the first like 2 seasons.
No, I mean, I'd say watch up to like season 5, and I think you'd be fine.
And after that, I can just be like, okay. Watch 6 and 7 if I care.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of TV shows that I'm sure we're gonna get more into, and not like we don't talk about them already on here. I was in Target the other day, and they had Stranger Things for sale.
Yeah.
Like the DVDs.
Yeah, Netflix sells stuff on DVD and Blu-ray.
I was like, what the fuck?
They come out a year or 2 years after they're released on Netflix.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're trying to make more money, but whatever. Anyway.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to, you know, like the Stranger Things series, I'll probably own at some point.
Well, they're Target. They're like $35 a piece.
Yeah, I don't feel like spending $35 for them since I pay $10 a month for
exactly. That's
Netflix
what caught
right
me
now.
off guard. I was like, why would someone pay for $35 when they can just pay $10 and watch it, and then cancel and
Yeah, no, exactly. I have a feeling that Netflix is going to eventually go the route of kind of how Disney puts things in their vault. I have a feeling Netflix is going to be like, all right, this show, once the run is done with, they're going to keep it out for a couple years, and they're going to go, okay, we're going to put it away for a while. And then bring it back after a couple years. That's what I think they're going to do. I
mean, that would make sense. Then I would buy a Stranger Things DVD.
Yeah.
At that point, it probably wouldn't be a DVD. It'd be, whatever.
Whoever knows what's going to come out in 5 years. And honestly, it's probably all going to be digital after that.
Yeah, be like,
eventually. So.
And then you could just steal it. Which I don't condone, nor do I do.
I don't know what you're talking about. Marvel news. Look, I don't know why you posted this in here.
Hey, that was breaking news at the time.
Breaking news
at the time.
The score as of 9:50 a.m. Pacific time on February 6th, 2018.
Oh, you're talking about that. I thought
Black
you meant the other.
Panther currently has a 100% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, so did Star Wars.
I don't know why you have that on there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the trailer.
We'll get trailer. I'm going through. As soon as I hit the trailer, we're gonna hit the trailer.
I thought that's what you were talking about. That's why I was like, all right, that was breaking news at the time. Damn it! Look, just because it wasn't HD quality doesn't mean shit.
When it comes to Black Panther, I mean, if you're somebody who cares about ratings, Rotten to make scores, not ratings, scores. I don't pay attention to the scores at all. I have a feeling like Black Panther, I feel is going to be a decent movie, which I think comes out next week, right? Next week. Yeah, we got something to go do next week.
Hey.
But yes, it's going to be a good movie. I don't know how to say this without being controversial, but I don't think it's going to be as good as the scores say it's going to be. And the reason for that is, one, the African-American route. That people are going to go see it because of that. And look, more power to them. It's wonderful that we're finally getting, a black superhero that everybody can latch onto. Some people want to sit there and say Blade. He was more of an anti-hero. So that was slightly different. Luke Cage, he's on TV. Black Lightning on TV. So it's nice that we're getting this Black Panther. I completely get it. For the black community, it's a great thing. But I think that it's going to be praised
because of that.
More because of that reasoning. And I can already, and I've been able to tell over the marketing of the movie that it's going to be your typical Marvel film. It's just going to be. It might be a really good movie, and I'm going to say it is. I'm going to see it. I want to see it because it looks good. But I fear that the villain is going to be the same problem that every Marvel villain has, and every time they keep doing it, it just gets worse and worse to me. Again, it's another villain who is just an exact copy of the hero.
Yeah, but not really.
Exactly, and it's just getting old to me. But again, I'm not going to say the movie's not going to be good, because I'm sure it's going to be really good. But the reason why I don't listen to scores anymore is for the reason that I just said. I think it's going to get praised more than it should because of the cultural relevance it's going to have. And again, it is it's good that it's happening.
Yeah, but it's also bad that reviews are going to bank on that.
Exactly.
That was we had the discussion while we're talking about Rotten Tomatoes yesterday when we were deciding on a movie to watch, which we ended up watching Winchester because I'm stupid and did it a second time and looked at the wrong theater for times. Yeah, no, that's 2 in like 2 months.
That's why I have to go.
Yeah, this is why Colton's not allowed to do things. But I pulled up because it was like Winchester, Shape of Water, and something else. I can't remember the other. I think it was Greatest Showman. And I was like, why don't we go see Greatest Showman? Because you want to see it. And she was like, whatever. So I pulled up Winchester, and it had a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. And she's like, I don't want to watch it. I'm like, why?
Because it's a 13%?
Yeah. And I was like, why? The audience review's 62. Like, it's probably okay. She's like, I don't know. And I was like, just click.
And she liked it, didn't she?
Yeah. She went in. She was genuinely terrified and liked the movie. I was like, I told you. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean shit.
Exactly. None of those scores mean anything. And that's my big thing that I try to push with anybody I talk to anymore. It's just don't look at the scores. Don't worry about.
Go see it.
Just go see a movie. If it's something that you want to see, go see it.
Yeah,
it's that simple. And if you have a buddy or a friend that you can trust in their opinion, talk to them.
Yeah.
Why do you trust the opinions of all these people that are on there that
post in the remote control?
Yeah.
We go see a lot of movies.
All right, going to jump over to the DC side now quickly because we're going to be jumping back and forth here today. Shazam! The official synopsis confirms major villain and Dwayne Johnson as executive producer. It also has started production.
That's exciting.
It is very exciting. So, here is the synopsis. We all have a superhero inside us. It just takes a bit of magic to bring it out. In Billy Batson's case, by shouting out one word, Shazam! This streetwise 14-year-old foster kid can turn into the adult superhero Shazam, courtesy of an ancient wizard. Still a kid at heart, inside a ripped, godlike body, Shazam revels in the adult version of himself by doing what any teen would do with superpowers. Have fun with them, of course. Can he fly? Does he have X-ray vision? Can he shoot lightning out of his hands? Can he skip his social studies test? Shazam sets out to test the limits of his abilities with the joyful recklessness of a child, but he'll need to master these powers quickly in order to fight the deadly forces of evil controlled by Dr. Thaddeus Sivana, who's going to be played by Mark Strong. So that's the synopsis.
That sounds interesting.
I can't wait for this movie. Obviously, I'm a big DC fan, but I've always been a big fan of Shazam ever since I first heard of Captain Marvel. That's his name, Captain Marvel. Don't get it? His name. His name. His name. He was the first Captain Marvel, damn it. Anyway, I've been a fan ever since I ever found out who Captain Marvel Shazam was. I was like, wow, this is a really interesting character. It's different. It's fun. He was somebody that could go toe to toe with Superman in the DC universe, literally blow for blow as a hero. I just thought that was a brilliant thing to have in the DC universe. So I can't wait for this movie. I can't wait.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not really a superhero guy.
How dare you?
If you couldn't tell, I just kind of see movies. I just do some shit.
Gonna get a little solemn here. Yesterday, Frasier star and Tony Award-winning actor John Mahoney died at the age of 77. To me, he was best known for me. Like the thing that I always remember him from. I knew him from Frasier.
I only knew him from Frasier.
Pittsburgh, or the movie shot in Pittsburgh called Striking Distance with Bruce Willis. He played his dad in that movie. Now, the relevance of that movie is, he's not in it much. He's in the beginning of the movie, but the movie Striking Distance starts off where Bruce Willis's dad is actually killed, and it's what kind of makes Bruce Willis get out of the police force and stuff like that because they're police officers, and his father is killed, and it stuck with me. That was like when I was a kid. I want to say I was 8 years old, maybe younger. My grandfather put it on for me one day while I was over his house. Like, grandparents are like, "What do you want to watch?" I'm like,
"Here you go.
Here's some hardtack candies." And meanwhile, it was a movie that an 8-year-old should not be watching because there's like a sex scene and stuff like that. But
and then Bob became super perverted.
I was real excited because first off, it was Pittsburgh. I was like, "Look, it's Pittsburgh!" I was real pumped about it. But I mean,
we're also really confused about the tent you were pitching in your pants.
Truth. But I saw John Mahoney in that movie, and then I then realized, like, whenever I would see Frasier on, I'd be like, hey, it's the dude from Striking Distance. Like, that's how I knew him,
I only knew him from Frasier.
Yeah, I mean, he was a hell of an actor on
Exactly.
Frasier. Like, he had some of the best one-liners in that show, Frasier's a great show. Actually, not too long ago, it was over my mom's house, and she was watching
still on the air?
I mean, no.
Well, I mean, it's not new episodes.
Reruns,
but,
yeah.
Like, it's still
in
playing.
syndication.
Yeah.
But my mom was watching it, and I was legitimately laughing. Like, I mean, it's been off the air for, 10 years or so, and it's still one of those shows that you can watch and just enjoy. It's just really good. So, rest in peace, Mr. John Mahoney.
We'll see you at the crossroads, my guy.
Some video game stuff. DayZ heading to Xbox game preview this year, and then PS4 eventually. They announced DayZ for the Xbox. What was that, like 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Yeah, back before it was even released on PC.
I think before the Xbox One even came out. I think that was something that they announced when they announced Xbox One.
Yeah.
So, like, crazy.
And while we're on games, how about Crash Bandicoot rumored to get a new game coming out in 2019? I think it was supposed to be Crash Team Racing, CTR.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're supposed to that and Crash Bash. Or maybe it's going to be a new game altogether. Hopefully it's a new game altogether.
Huh.
I mean, you got new games that came out like Yooka-Laylee and stuff like that were basically reboots of Crash. And Spyro. Give me Spyro. I want a Spyro the Dragon game. Let's give him a new reboot.
All right, so we're not going to play the other trailers that came out, but another trailer
Sorry, our demographic.
All right. So another trailer that dropped during the Super Bowl was slightly a surprise, but it wasn't so much a surprise on the trailer. It was a surprise on the release of the film.
Yeah.
And that was Cloverfield Paradox.
Did you watch it yet?
I have not, because I haven't even seen the first two.
I want to watch it. I meant to watch it, and
Yeah.
we ended up watching Zootopia.
We'll watch it this week so we can talk about it next week.
I will probably watch it tonight.
I'm hearing some bad things about it, but again,
Is it that bad?
that's what I'm hearing. So, but
Well,
literally,
isn't it supposed to be like a direct sequel to the first one?
I don't really know.
Because like the 10 Cloverfield Lane had like next to nothing to do with the first one.
Here's the thing. It was interesting that they dropped the trailer. I was like, hey, I was expecting to see a trailer eventually for it, and they were like, because it wasn't supposed to come until till April sometime, and then they were like, oh no, but it's getting pushed back to November.
And then they're like, oh wait, hold on, fam, right after.
Well,
the Super
Netflix
Bowl.
then jumped in, and Netflix was like, hey, about that, how about we buy you? Or we'll take this, and then they dropped the trailer, and then the trailer dropped, and then it said check Netflix for when available or something like that at the end of the trailer. Somebody, I don't know who it was, jumped on Netflix, from some website, jumped on it, said start, available at this time, and it was after the Super Bowl. Like literally, the Super Bowl was over, it was available to watch.
That's insane.
Which was an interesting marketing technique, but I think it was kind of dumb on their part because a lot of people have to work the next day.
Same.
So they're not going to stay up for 2
Well, I would've
hours
watched it.
after the, not most people aren't going to. Younger people will.
Yeah.
So they should have done something like, releasing this Friday or something like that. Because also the people who were staying up were watching This Is Us. They weren't going to watch.
Yeah, they weren't going to watch Cloverfield.
Exactly. So that's, is what it is. First full trailer for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom came out. It didn't excite me any more than the first trailer, the first teaser did.
I
But
still don't have any desire to watch that film either.
I mean,
they got the T-Rex and they made their own dinosaurs, and then now dinosaurs going to get eaten by T-Rex, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
the trailer made me think of the second Jurassic Park, the Lost World, Jurassic Park Lost World, because it looks like some of the movie's going to take place on the island, and then some of the movie's going to take place
Over there.
in a city. Like that's what it looks like is going to happen. I'm just like, why
do we need this?
Why do we need this? I don't know. I mean, I know a bunch of people that really want to see it, so one of them is going to probably drag me to go with them.
I mean, I'll probably go see it, but
I am just not that.
hell, I saw the
excited.
first one. Who did I see that? I think my mom drugged me to see it. Someone drugged me to see the first one.
Another trailer, Avengers: Infinity War. I mean, it was new footage. Definitely see some different things than what was in the first trailer a few months back. You definitely see Bucky. You see a really cool shot of Doctor Strange with Iron Man right behind him. You see, Captain America with a different type of shield, like these gauntlet shields on his arms, which we actually saw in the first trailer.
Yeah,
People
I don't
never
know.
picked them out.
I don't know why everybody's freaking out.
Yeah,
about it
I mean,
now.
nobody ever freaked out about them then, but now they are. So, I mean, there's some cool things. You see Peter Parker actually take his mask off when he's on that big machine thing in the sky. People are like, "Oh, Peter Parker's in there. Spider-Man's in space." No, he's not in space. It's not in space. It's in the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's in maybe the stratosphere.
Why would he take off his mask if he was in? How could he be in space? He's. But
Marvel. No, did you see Spider-Man? Iron Man's nanotechnology.
Yeah, I mean,
you had to slow down the trailer. For
yeah,
that, but
I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that come.
Oh, that's only 2 months away, 3 months away.
Yeah, it's a few months
away. My God, it can't come quicker. And sorry, I can't say that. I can't I gotta censor that out. We're anti-Marvel. can't say that. According to all of our fans.
Yeah, according to our fans. I don't know. Again, I want to see the movie.
No, Infinity War. I'm excited.
I don't know. That trailer didn't do anything for me. I think it's because I'm at the point where it's just show me the damn movie.
Yeah,
they've been hyping this for 10 years.
Yeah, just give me.
It's enough hyping. Just give us the damn thing. It's just the way I look at it. I mean, we've literally been getting hyped for 10 years about this.
Yeah, because Thanos was
not 10 years. I would say 8 years since Avengers, since the first Avengers.
Okay, give us a do it.
I was really, really excited. Westworld Season 2 trailer came out. Really excited about Westworld Season 2. It comes out this April on...
Hey, that's my birth month.
On HBO. I cannot wait for this show. This show, it's one of my top shows of last year. I loved the first season of Westworld. It was such an amazing show. Had great music, an interesting, intricate story. It was just a lot of fun. So I cannot wait for the next one. Next season, that is. Mm-hmm. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan got a new trailer.
I saw that. I was interested.
I can't wait. I know it's an Amazon, Prime show, but I cannot wait for this show. I'm really looking forward to it because I've always been a fan of Jack Ryan, whether it's the Harrison Ford version, Alec Baldwin version, Ben Affleck version, Chris Pine version. I mean, there's been so many different Jack Ryans, but I've loved all the movies. I've just loved them all. So the fact that we're getting a TV show, I even read one of the first real adult books I read was Rainbow Six, and Jack Ryan is in that. And I mean, this book was that thick, and I was in 8th grade, and I read it. It was a tough fucking read. But I mean, I loved it because it was Jack Ryan. It just continued the story of Jack Ryan and everything like that. And I hope they build this universe with him because I think it'd be really cool to see. Because there is in the books, he goes from being in the military to being an intelligence agent to all the way up to being president, basically. I'd love to see that.
Excuse me.
So
sorry.
Yeah, but there's that came out.
Something I forgot to add into the group. Dragon Ball Fighter Z has already sold over 2 million copies.
That's interesting.
And it's been out for a week.
Before we jump onto this next trailer, how about that episode of Super this past week?
Right? Holy shit. Oh my Atlanta.
Not only was it great, but it was emotional too. You literally had that emotion within Vegeta.
Yeah.
I've never seen that with him. In all of Dragon Ball Z all the way up through here in Super, you never have him I can't give up. You've always felt that he was always about himself.
Yeah.
He was self-centered. This is about me.
Except for that one reminiscent of the scene in Z when he blew himself up against
exactly.
Majin Buu.
But even then, because I never watched that saga, but I did go back and rewatch that because I wanted to see because people were saying it's reminiscent.
No,
of that.
it's literally identical.
But he doesn't talk about Bulma and Trunks and well, he didn't have his other kid then. But
Bulma.
Is that what its name is? Is it a girl or a boy? I don't even know. It's a girl. So he doesn't talk about him but it's at this point he's I have something to fight for. I have Trunks. I have Bulma. I have Bulma. I have Kaba. He freaks out about others and not himself. And to me, I was like, holy shit, this arc for Vegeta from, if you were to look at the Saiyan saga from Dragon Ball Z to now,
His character has been on a fucking roller coaster.
It's insane. I can't believe how great of a an arc and just journey that he's been on. I mean, he's always been my favorite character, and I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, Vegeta's my favorite character." Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those Vegeta fans that are like, "Fuck Goku." No, I like Goku also. I like Gohan. I like Trunks. I like them all. But
Future Trunks the best.
yeah, but the way I sit there and look at it is like, this is something that I've always wanted to see. I've always wanted to see some focus on Vegeta becoming a better person. And his family has done that for him. He still has that same pride, but his family has truly made him a better person, which I think is fantastic. And the moment where he believes he's sacrificing himself to defeat Toppo, and then Toppo, he gets he teleported over to his bench, and then Vegeta's, and I'm like, oh shit.
You're like, does that technically disqualify Jiren?
Shit. And then boom, he's there, like he's not
like standing there just like
barely
beaten. He's like, oh fuck.
Damn it. I mean, great that I'm still alive, but damn it.
Son of a bitch.
So
I'm interested though.
And then it's real. I mean, so now it's 3 versus 1.
4. Well, technically 4.
We don't know where Frieza's at.
Frieza's dead somewhere.
We know he's not dead. We know he's not eliminated. He's just kind of like, I'm over here, guys.
He's like, I got my ass kicked. No, I'm interested, though. I wish they would have, maybe they'll play a little bit more on what the fuck Toppo is going to do now that he has the power of a god of destruction.
Maybe. I mean, we still don't even know what this movie's going to be about that comes out after this. Oh, man, there's so much to talk about with Super. But right now, I mean, you take a look at it.
Maybe we should do a Super episode here soon.
Yeah. But, I think for the finale, I think we should.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah, I'll talk about it.
But
we've got to sit down for a week and marathon the entire series.
Jiren, literally just he's like, all right, so you guys want to fuck around? Watch this. He just powers up, fucking one blast. It was a blast to Goku.
Yeah, Goku's
and Goku's like he was Super Saiyan Blue, and then boom, nothing. You're like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I'm fully interested. You saw what I typed into the group. There's 2 ways I could see Super ending. The one way is probably going to happen. Jiren could wipe out Universe 7, just single-handedly wipe him out, and we're going to either see Gogeta or Vegeta. Hopefully Gogeta. Give me Gogeta.
I honestly don't think we're going to. Because it's such an easy way for them to go.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to.
But Jiren just eliminates them.
And here's the thing about this show is they've been doing it where they're doing the story they've only recently finished.
Yeah.
The saga. They weren't here, we wrote the saga, here's all the art, all right, now release it. No, they were like, all right, here's an episode, all right, release it. Here's an episode, release it. Here's an episode, release it. That's kind of how they've been going. So they've been listening to the feedback. So I think that they're kind of on that wave of okay, at a certain point, they knew that people were like, hey, they're going to fuse at some point. And I think, no, we're not going that route. We refuse to because people are already thinking about it. That's what I think. I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going to fusion.
You're either going to get Vegeta, and he's going to Vegeta, and he's going to eliminate him, and Jiren's going to stand on top. I highly doubt we'll see that.
Well, I think
unless they plan on ending Super and Dragon Ball Z as a whole, that's how it's going to end.
Why is Frieza missing right in this picture?
Because
could he have something up his sleeve? Could there be something? Could that defeat from Toppo have pushed him to another level? That
and we see
yet?
Platinum Frieza.
Why is everything always got to be colors with this show?
Multi-million copies.
Rainbow Frieza.
Oscar-nominated Frieza. Just, oh my god, not Golden Frieza anymore. Oscar-nominated Frieza. Think about it. It's funnier the more you think about it.
Especially the way he stands.
Yeah, it's funnier the more you think about it.
But honestly, I don't see fusion happening. If I'll eat my words if it does, but I don't think it is.
I think if they're going to use fusion, they're going to do something where they're going to diffuse and they're going to give Universe 7 2 wishes because technically Goku and Vegeta won.
We are at the point in the show, I think there's 5 episodes left? 4 episodes left? 4 or 5 episodes left. This is 126. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 5 episodes left. So the way I look at it is there's not going to be fusion. It's going to come down to Vegeta and Goku fighting side by side. And I think that because Vegeta has been pushed to the brink of elimination right now, I think that he's going to get pushed further, and he is going to hit that Ultra Instinct as well. I really do.
Yeah, because his new form isn't Ultra Instinct yet.
No, and here's another thing. People were like, "Hey, do you think his new form is stronger than Ultra Instinct?" It's two completely different things. That's what people don't understand about Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct is heightened senses.
Yes, that's not a transformation.
It's not a transformation. It's not, that he's more powerful. They just have heightened senses where they literally don't need to act to think.
Your brain's just doing it.
It just does it, and that's kind of the what I think. That's the only way that they're going to, because I think Jiren can handle one like that, but not two.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So that's what I think is going to happen. But again, who knows? Hopefully they just surprise everybody and they're like, hey, this is what we're doing. Something completely out of left field. We're
going to do something in Dragon Ball Fusions. We're going to fuse 4 people together.
Well, there's 2 episodes left and they're like, okay, guess what? The Gods of Destruction can join.
Yeah, watch. Fuck it. Well, no, that could work because then Toppo could technically be thrown back into the mix.
Oh, damn it, I don't
too.
want Toppo in there.
Toppo could be thrown back into the mix and then kill the evil clown guy. Kill it.
All right, another trailer that hit during the Super Bowl, or dropped during the Super Bowl, Mission Impossible Fallout, which I thought looked fantastic. I love these films so much. I love the Mission Impossible films. I've never hated one. Even the worst one, Mission Impossible 2, I think is just a good time to watch. There's literally, you can sit down and watch these movies and just enjoy yourself. They're just good action flicks. They are. Here's the thing. This movie looks so good, and it looks like they've taken little bits and pieces out of every previous film, like the rock climbing and the motorcycles and the hanging from airplanes and stuff like you were getting all of that in one movie. So I'm kind of pumped about that. So looks really good. Henry Cavill looks badass, kicking some ass.
Oh my
with
god,
his
mustache
of justice.
He has Toppo's mustache. Dragon Ball Super has transcended
something
series.
that dropped prior to the Super Bowl last week. Some point was the first or second trailer for Krypton. To me, it just kind of confuses me because it was supposed to be a prequel to the movies, Man of Steel movie and the DC universe, but none of this technology, the cape, nothing looks the same at all. The logo looks the same, but that's about it. So I'm confused. I'm going to watch it. It's a comic book show, but being on Sci-Fi, I don't have much hope for it.
It's going to be 3 seasons, and that's
because Sci-Fi they don't put money into shows, and any show that I've ever started or tried to watch on Sci-Fi, the special effects just take me out of it. And
it'll give it 3 seasons, it'll be over.
Yeah,
that's all I'm predicting for that show.
But that's the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh no, yeah, I saw that.
For fuck's sake, it looks horrible.
Why does the animation have to be that different?
Why does it have to be any why? There's 3 other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons that they could just keep replaying, and kids are gonna. The last one that was just out, my kids fucking loved. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the last show that they had on. It was that good. The art wasn't great, but it was better than this shit. And
this is, oh man, I'm so edgy.
Exactly.
I'm 13.
The only problem is I had it on my phone, and my kids were here, and I was like, "Hey, Bobby, hey, Chase, come here." Like, what? I'm like, "Do you think that looks cool?" And they're like, "Yeah, that looks excellent. Yeah." I'm like, "Damn it." So I mean,
like, son of a bitch.
They're hitting. I
should have pulled out.
They're hitting the right audience, So the kids want to see it, then they will see it, but. I don't know. Red Dead Redemption 2 finally has a release date.
I'm excited for it. I have it pre-ordered.
Yeah, it does work. Come on. Stupid.
What?
What's the release date in November? October 26th.
Yeah, I was going to say it's in October
26th.
I thought you were calling me, come on, stupid. I was like, what the fuck, man?
I mean, you are stupid.
I mean, we could neither... Hey, man. 2 is bigger than 3. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, I guess that's about all we got on the group there. Wasn't too much.
Yeah, we tried. We tried, guys. We're sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Keep a lookout in the group, though. We're making moves over here.
We're making moves. There are going to be some big changes coming up over the next couple months. I will say that. I'm not going to get too into it with what changes will be happening, but we will be seeing some changes. I hope that you all stick with us through these changes because it's some unfortunate things that we have to go through, but...
kind of. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's not as big as you're saying it is.
I'm just worried. I am worried about it. I mean, it could be a positive.
Yeah,
You know, and
like,
I've
it's-
tried to look at it as from a positive perspective, but I think it's going to be a hurdle for us. But again, we're going to get more into that over the next month or so, where we'll start once we have a better idea and grasp on what's going on, what's happening. We will let you fans know because we need to keep you in the loop. That way, you're not confused. So just keep an ear and eye out for all of that.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be as big as or as bad. I think if it works out, I think it'll be good.
Okay. No,
It's gonna be a pain in the ass because we're gonna have to do shit differently, but I think it'll be cool.
Yeah. But with all that said, just make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. All the links will be down in the description.
Don't forget the t-shirts.
The t-shirts.
The t-shirts.
Yeah, make sure you go to teespring.com/remote control. Pick up the remote control t-shirt, official one.
And or hoodie.
For a limited time. I will say that. These are for a limited time. So make sure you get them as soon as you can. I will let you know. Next week we're going to have a definitive date on when those will be done. So
buy them now.
Buy them now, $14.99 for a t-shirt. Some fly t-shirts, let me tell you. All right, but with all of that,
Pretty fly for a podcast guy.
all right. Well, that's been the show. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Sorry for not having so much structure. We just, like I said, we
Bob,
didn't
put
really-
away your man breasts.
Damn. But we're gonna actually go watch the Penguin game now. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, Flurry's return to the Berg.
Woo! Okay. So I've been Robert. With me was,
Yeah, boy.
and we will talk to you later.
Bye.